Hey guys, today I'm going to walk you through the replacement of a rechargeable battery for a Norelco T765 beard trimmer. It's a great little trimmer that lasted me about 6 years before the battery went completely kaput. Didn't take a charge at all. I watched it diminish over time until eventually just wouldn't take a charge at all and start up. So I went ahead and looked at the instructions to take it apart, because they ask you to take it apart to pull out the battery to safely dispose of it and then throw the trimmer away. But when I went in there, what I actually found was very interesting. It was here, what looks to be a simple AA battery. Well, if that was the case, I figured, let me try and replace it. So I have already done this repair, but I'm going to walk you through all the steps. I did this successfully, as you can see here. Got it working again. And what I ended up using was a AA NiCad rechargeable battery, which is something I had sitting around already at the house. 2700 mAh, so this thing is pretty powerful, probably more powerful than the original battery. And so why don't we go ahead and get started on the actual repair. So the first thing to do is get rid of that screw, take that one out, and after we get this screw out, the next step will be to take out the casing. The casing is such that you basically work your way from the bottom, prying it out, and right around here on both sides is a tab that needs to be pushed in. It's a little tricky, you'll see me struggle here with it, but we'll use my trim tool and we'll get it out. So bottom comes out pretty easily, and here I am working my way around, just getting my trim tool in there. Okay, and let's see it, but that's right. That's where you've got your big tab. So I'm going to work on that, see if we can get that out pretty easily. There we go. Just push it again. Alright, got it. There we go. Here it comes out. So let me show you what we got in here. So obviously we got my new battery. You've got the printed circuit board to make the connection here for the charging. So you see that. Those are the contacts down there. This one here is for the switch, and that's all there is really to it. And you can see the battery has two connections. So when you originally find it, you're going to see it with this around the battery tucked in here, right where my existing one is. Okay, you really got to pull it out. I don't know what other way to tell you than to really give it a, to wrestle it out. So I'll show you. Let's go back. We'll look at, there's a couple tabs here to pop out this printed circuit board. You want to do that because it just gives you some more working room and some length to the wires, so it comes out nice. And then you can see there's the contacts for charging down here, right? So we'll take that out. That's going to give us some room. And like I said, you got to wrestle with this guy to pull it out. So what I ended up doing was kind of bending it back quite a bit like this, and then the battery, and then pulling the battery out like that. So just be careful. You want to keep all your connections as much as you can. So obviously here, this is mine. I didn't use it, and the reason I didn't use the casing after putting in the new battery is because the new battery has a slightly larger stack height. So let me show you here, but if you compare the two, ever so slightly is the new battery taller than the other battery. And so the result is that when you try to put it back in here, it actually doesn't fit. However, because of the extra solder I use, because I'm not a very good solderer, highly recommend you check out some other videos on how to do that, because this was really my first experiment with it. But I did succeed, and so I put it in by itself without the white casing, and it worked fine. So let's take a look at the connections. So this is pretty much how it'll come out. You can you can see the red goes to the positive, the blue goes to the negative, and then I soldered them on. The way I actually first got the original tabs off is I took this, I used my soldering gun to heat it up a bit and then gently pry it out so I could make use of the full tabs again. So I did that on both sides again, just kind of heating it up and wedging this in a little bit gently. Each time I got a little bit further, then I ended up eventually getting it off nice and clean, and then soldered it back on. So that's all there is to it. And in fact, you can test it simply by putting the two contacts on there, holding it with your finger, and then turning it on, which is what I did to figure out it worked. So then I soldered it on thereafter. So what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and assume that you've soldered it on, and gonna go back and tuck it in. So you go here, you just put it back where it belongs, and you can see it's in there nice and snug. Okay, then we'll get the charging board back on, and so we'll do that. And then notice that there's a whole bunch of guides in there to get the wires, to move the wires around so that they're out of the way when you close the case. And then I'm going to snap this board back on. Let's go. Oh, there we go. Some wires in the way. Got it. Alright, and then you can see there's some guides here and stuff, so I'm going to spend a minute here to tuck in all this stuff and make it nice and clean so that the casing goes on without any problem. And I'm just working on that right now. And then we'll work on the other one. I just use my trim tool to help maneuver around here. And then the last is you also want to make sure that down here, okay, you got a clear channel for the casing. That's this area here, this little area, the screw hole to get in. So I'm going to create just a little bit of room inside here. Get that. Okay, looks like we should be able to, I've got a clear path. I'll get that back on. Everything looks good. Alright, so I'm going to put that on. Got some more space. And just snaps on. There we go. Nice and clean. It works. Fires up. So we'll go ahead and close it. And that's all there is to it, guys. We're back in business. Appreciate you watching.